Good morning everybody and welcome you all once again to this next video lesson of the chapter Nationalism in India. In our last video we have discussed about two very important topics. One was Rowlatt Act and after that Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, violent incident begins in most part of the country, and against that violent incident a severe, a brutal repression begins by the Britishers. So one image is given in your book. It is figure 3, General Dyer's Crawling Order being administered by British soldiers in Amritsar, Punjab in 1990. So it was the incident of April 10, 3 kilometers away from Jallianwala Bagh Park. A narrow passage Byron was there, and when a British woman, a missionary, Marcel Shrewd, were going towards that passage, a crowd attacked over her. She was mobbed by the crowd, although people gathered around there, rescue her also. But later on, when General Dyer came to know about this, so a police post was made there on the both corner of that street, and any Indian who passed through that street, they were compelled to crawl over their hands. So this infamous order was termed as crawling order. So from 19th to 24th of April, this crawling order was implemented there in that passage. First day, General Dyer himself was present there on that passage. So out of so many infamous decisions that was taken by General Dyer, it was one of them, that is given in figure 3. So now, after Jallianwala Bagh massacre, when violent incident began at several places, Mahatma Gandhi decided to call off Rowlatt Satyagraha. Also, Rowlatt Satyagraha was confined to town and cities. Now Mahatma Gandhi felt that it is a high time to launch a broad-based nationwide movement. But he also was convinced that any such broad-based national movement is not possible without unity of Hindu and Muslim. And Mahatma Gandhi sensed a very good opportunity during that time to unite Hindu and Muslim by supporting Khilafat issue. Then what was this Khilafat issue, or what do you know about Khilafat movement? Let's see. In 632, after death of Prophet Muhammad, Abu Bakr was made first Khalifa. He was given the title of Khalifa. That means he will be descendant of Prophet Muhammad, and he will be considered as messenger of God, and he will have a special temporal power. So with due course of the time, later on, those who become emperor of Turkey begin to inherit this title, and the emperor of Turkey begins to be known also as Khalifa, and he hold temporal power with himself. Also he was considered temporal head of the Muslims all over the world. So Sultan of Ottoman Turkey was considered as head of the Muslim community all over the world. But during the First World War, Ottoman Turkey was defeated by the British. During the First World War, Ottoman Turkey was defeated by the British. Rumor spread around the world among the Muslim community. A very harsh treatment will be done with the Sultan of Ottoman Turkey, and perhaps the post of Khalifa also will be abolished. Against this unjust act of the British, world all over the world, Muslim community were agitating. They were agitating to preserve the authority of Ottoman Sultan as Caliph of Islam when after the First World War, Ottoman Turkey begins to break up. So during the course in India also, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali formed a Khilafat committee in Bombay in March 1919. So Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, famously known as Ali brothers. So to support Khilafat issue in India also, a Khilafat committee was established by Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. Now Mahatma Gandhi was thinking for a broad-based national movement, but he was well convinced that it is not possible without the unity of Hindu and Muslim, and he sensed a very good opportunity to unite Hindu and Muslim for a united national struggle by supporting Khilafat issue. That's why Mahatma Gandhi now started discussing with the congressmen, other leaders of the Congress, for the need of a broad-based movement, non-cooperation movement, together with Khilafat movement. So in his book Hind Swaraj, Mahatma Gandhi had written, if British is able to rule over India, it is just due to cooperation of the Indians. And if Indian will refuse to cooperate the British rule will collapse within 1 year. So here it is one important question for you. What was the idea behind non-cooperation movement? Why Gandhi ji wanted to launch non-cooperation movement? So in his book Hind Swaraj, Mahatma Gandhi had written, if British is able to rule over the country, it is just because cooperation by the Indians. If Indian will refuse to cooperate the British rule will collapse within 1 year and Swaraj will come. And that's why he emphasized to launch a broad-based national movement as non-cooperation movement. So he convinced the Congress member in the Calcutta session of Congress, annual session of Congress in Calcutta in 1920, that there is a need to launch a broad-based national movement together with Khilafat movement. So this matter was discussed in the Calcutta session of Congress in September 1920. So what were the programs of non-cooperation movement? It also was discussed in that meeting. What will be the programs of non-cooperation movement also was discussed in that session, meeting of Congress. Gandhi ji said that non-cooperation movement will unfold into stages. According to Gandhi ji, non-cooperation movement will unfold into stages. In the first stage, title inferred by the British will be returned. In the first stage, title inferred by the British will be returned. So during that time, those who remain loyal to the British, some titles begins to be given to the Indians to remain loyal with the British. For example, Rai Bahadur, Khan Bahadur, Sardar Bahadur. So such kind of title, knighthood, nightingale, sir, So such kind of title was inferred to those Indians who remained loyal to the British. So in the programs of non-cooperation movement, Gandhiji used to say non-cooperation movement will unfold into stages. In the first stage, title inferred by the British will be returned. So here one homework question is for you. You will have to answer that which industrialist was given the title of Rai Bahadur by the British. So during the First World War, this industrialist has given huge fund to the British for war. So that's why a title Rai Bahadur was inferred by the British to this industrialist. So you will have to find out which industrialist was given the title of Rai Bahadur by the British. So in the programs of non-cooperation movement, in the first stage, title inferred by the British will be returned. In the second stage, Swadeshi and Boycott movement will be launched. In the second stage, Swadeshi and Boycott movement will be launched. Swadeshi means utilizing goods made in one's own country. Utilizing goods made in one's own country is called Swadeshi, whereas boycotting everything that is related to foreign. So in the agenda or in the programs of non-cooperation movement, in the second stage, Swadeshi and boycott movement will be launched according to Gandhiji. This is also need of the hour. Nowadays also we need to launch Swadeshi and boycott movement. We need to utilize good made in one's own country for Atmanirbhar Bharat. We need import substitution, as well as we need to boycott Chinese product especially. This is highly needed nowadays. So several kind of threat is there with the China, and we are strengthening the economy of China. Chinese economy को हम और ज़्यादा strengthen कर रहे हैं उनके product को utilize करके. तो Swadeshi and boycott also is the need of the hour. By the way, in the programs of non-cooperation movement, in the first stage, title inferred by the Britishers will be returned. It is one of the very important question. That's why I am repeating again and again. So all the points should be in your mind also. Title inferred by the Britishers will be returned. In the second stage, Swadeshi and boycott movement will be launched. And in the third stage, if there will be severe repression, then countrywide civil disobedience movement will be launched. But in November 1920, a council election was to be held. In November 1920, council election was to be held, and dispute arises among congressmen. Over the issue of boycott. Some congressmen believe that okay, we will boycott everything that is related to British or foreign. But why to boycott council election? We will participate in the council election, will get some power, and will utilize that power to make British it difficult to pass any legislation. So some congressmen believe that there is no need to boycott council election. They wanted to remain in politics, but the agenda of Gandhiji was clear कि no boycott, that means boycotting everything including council election. So let's see, in the Calcutta session of Congress in September 1920, the program of non-cooperation movement was discussed, but dispute arises over the issue of boycott. A point of time it seems there is no meeting point, but finally at the Congress session at Nagpur, in 1920, a compromise was worked out and the program of non-cooperation movement was adopted. So let's see, in the Congress session September 1920 in Calcutta, dispute arises over programs of non-cooperation movement. That dispute were resolved in the Nagpur session of Congress in December 1920 and the programs of non-cooperation movement was accepted. Now it was finalized that non-cooperation movement together with Khilafat movement will be launched. Non-cooperation movement will be launched together with Khilafat movement. So to muster the support of the Indians in favor of the non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement, Gandhiji together with Shaukat Ali started visiting all over the country. But this travel of Gandhiji changed him for all the time. When he was aware that India is a poor country, poverty is there in India, but actually he never had seen poverty with this much closeness. During that visit, he came to know how poverty-ridden the country is. When he observed that people were waiting for their cloth to dry, they were bathing in the pond and waiting for their cloth to dry because they did not have to change. Such kind of sight through which Gandhiji came during that visit changed him forever. It was the story of Gandhiji visit to Madurai. So once he was called there in Madurai in 1921 when he was traveling to gather muster support of the people in favor of the movement. Gandhiji was called by peasants in Madurai. So Gandhiji went there. Actually in the morning meeting was there with the villagers, and when Gandhiji reached in the morning, so he was astonished by seeing the dress that they have wear. Most of the farmers, they wear half towel like dress that was barely enough to cover their body. So actually when Gandhiji asked about what is this, so they used to say this is what we have to cover our body. So that's why instantly Gandhiji decided that he will give a moral lesson to the countrymen that हम अपनी ज़रूरतों को अगर थोड़ा थोड़ा कम कर दें तो ऐसे लाखों लोगों की ज़रूरतों को हम पूरा कर सकते हैं. Instantly he decided that he also will change his dress code, and after that throughout his life he maintained his dress code. He also started wearing dhotis, and also not full dhoti, half. तो एक्चुअली अभी तक हम लोग जो गांधी जी को देखे थे तो सूट बूट में देख रहे थे, बट दिस विजिट ऑफ गांधी जी टू मदुरई इज रिलेटेड टू चेंज in his dress code that he maintained throughout his life even when he went to London. Before non-cooperation movement, this visit to South India brought radical changes in Gandhiji's attitude, in his thinking, and also it led to increase in his firmness to do something for the country. After that, non-cooperation movement together with Khilafat movement begins in January 1921. Non-cooperation movement together with Khilafat movement begins in January 1921. It begins with the participation of middle class people in the urban area. Non-cooperation movement begins with the participation of middle class people in the urban areas. Thousands of students left government controlled school and colleges. Headmaster and teacher resigned and lawyers gave their legal practices. The council election also were boycotted. So let's see, the council elections were boycotted but except in one province, Madras. So Congress was blamed to be Brahmins party during that time. कांग्रेस पे ये ब्लेम किया जाता था कि ये ब्राह्मणों की पार्टी है, was not very sensitive and careful towards the untouchable, toward the suppressed and depressed class of the people. And that's why a known Brahman party was organized in Madras. It was named as Justice Party. So actually Congress boycotted the council election, but some people, congressmen who advocated that no, we should not boycott council election, they formed their political party, Justice Party, in Madras province. So except in Madras province, everywhere council elections were boycotted. So it is also one of the important question ki which political party was established in Madras. So Justice Party. Why? To contest council elections that was going to held in November 1920. So non-cooperation movement, according to its program, is spread initially in the urban area. Foreign goods were boycotted. Liquor shops were picketed. Large number of women were involved in non-cooperation movement and especially in picketing of liquor shops. Liquor shop को जब बंद कराना. One methodology of boycott became very famous during that time, and it was burning huge bonfire of foreign cloth. So you could understand that even children could participate in this kind of agitation. Suppose a bonfire of foreign cloth is being burned, some children also could, they will enjoy. They will bring some cloth, old cloths, and will put upon that bonfire. So actually this methodology become hugely popular during that time, burning huge bonfire of foreign cloth. So this is how non-cooperation movement begins in the urban area. Let's see, गांधी जी feels that ब्रिटिश को वहां वार करो जहां उसे सबसे ज्यादा चोट लगे. So why British were in India? For economic benefit, for economic exploitation of the country, and perhaps ब्रिटिश को सबसे ज्यादा चोट तब लगती जब उसके इकोनॉमिक इंटरेस्ट पे कोई नुकसान होता. And the effect of this non-cooperation movement upon economic front was dramatic. So what was the effect of non-cooperation movement on economic front? It is also one of the important question. So whatever important question I am saying, you should understand that that is your homework also. You will have to do that in your homework. So the effect of non-cooperation on the economic front was dramatic one. Your question is, what was the impact of non-cooperation movement upon economic front? The import of foreign cloth decreases by half. In 1921 and 1922, the value of import of foreign cloth was worth rupees 102 crore, and it declined from 102 crore to 57 crore. मतलब फॉरेन क्लॉथ का हम इंपोर्ट 102 करोड़ का फॉरेन क्लॉथ इंपोर्ट करते थे विद इन दिस 1 ईयर आफ्टर स्वदेशी, ड्यू टू स्वदेशी एंड बायकॉट और ड्यू टू नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट, it reduced to 57 crore only. in many places merchants, Indian merchants and Indian trader refused to trade in foreign goods or even finance foreign trade. Or as the boycott movement spread and people begin discarding imported cloth and wearing only Indian one, production of Indian handloom cloth went up. So it was influential for the craftsmen, Indian local indigenous craftsmen. Their market also expanded. So this was one of the important questions. What was the impact of non-cooperation movement upon economic front? But this movement in the cities gradually slowed down for a variety of reasons. There were several reasons. This movement gradually slowed down in the urban area. तो एक तो मूवमेंट लंबा चल रहा था. As the movement were lingering, it was not possible for those who left government job, who left school, who left colleges to bear this for a longer period of time. तो एक तो मूवमेंट लंबा चल रहा था. Apart from that, during Swadeshi movement, Swadeshi also was part of non-cooperation movement. So in this Swadeshi, Khadi was promoted by Gandhi ji. Khadi cloth was promoted by Gandhi ji, and Khadi used to be costly. Khadi cloth was often more expensive than mass-produced mill cloth, and poor people could not afford to buy Khadi cloths. So one reason was there, and also students left the government school. तो क्या पढ़ाई ही छोड़ दें कितने समय तक, वो भी लंबे समय तक. तो मूवमेंट लंबा चल रहा था और इंडिजिनियस इंस्टीट्यूशन वाज स्लो टू कम अप. ठीक है, बहुत सारे जामिया मिलिया, काशी विद्यापीठ, बिहार विद्यापीठ, सम इंडिजिनियस educational institution was established during that time, but it was slow to come up. So one eminent reason also was there. Indigenous institution was slow to come up. तो आज का वीडियो हम लोग यहीं ख़त्म करते हैं. तो that's all for today. In the next video we will discuss in detail about non-cooperation movement. Thanks and have a nice day.